All right, man. We got some great information today, man. Great information today about the secret. Hey, what opinion for President No Cap? What's goody? Secret shooting patch. I had some technical difficulties yesterday as well. It seems that the Windows 11 update doesn't work with it doesn't work well with my NVIDIA graphics card, and I love my NVIDIA graphics card, so I tried to make some adjustments, driver updates, so hopefully today we won't have any problems. We'll see how it goes though. This is somewhat of a test stream to see how it goes as well. What up, Wavy Mafia? Little tantrum, what it is. They got to get rid of the goofy, clumsy animations. They're less frequent, but surely still there. I feel you all the way on that. What up, Be Great? What it is, man? Oh, man. Appreciate the like. Appreciate you liking the stream. Yeah, if you can, take a second, like up the stream as well. What up, Red? You've been noticing some changes with shooting as well. Yeah, a lot of people are noticing the changes. I sent out a poll, which we'll get to. Mal to God. I sent out a poll to see if we have been hearing from the folks that we're running with that not to mention we seen it there, especially during yesterday's gameplay. Some of the best shooters we've had or we have are just bricking out there. Zidan Dada, member for 25 months as legend. Appreciate you, Zidan Dada. But yeah, so we got to see it. I got to experience it myself. We got to see what some of the knockdown shooters, how they're shooting, missing wide open shots, and seeing these heavily contested shots go in. Yesterday we saw 87% shot. I think it was a leaner, if I'm not mistaken, too. 87% contested go in. So I sent out a survey to our Discord community, and I think a lot of you guys will probably be shocked. If you haven't even played the game, you'll probably be shocked at the results. I intend to share that with you guys during this stream because, man, what's the secret? Where's the transparency? And that's really my complaint. Where's the transparency? If 2K is going to make changes, like dramatic changes to the game, the huge problem that I don't think 2K is being held accountable for, this is my sole opinion. You guys let me know if you agree. The big problem with these type of changes, these drastic changes to shooting and just gameplay in general, with a lack of transparency. In other words, 2K controls those changes, right? But they don't announce what changes are intended to be made. The big problem with that is that we're spending money on this game daily, and we create players for the game that's in front of us at the moment we're creating the player. So in other words, if you guys are seeing, imagine nobody was able to hit a 3-point shot. Nobody will create a player with a 3-point attribute, right? You get what I'm saying? Or if you see players out there shooting with an 83-point attribute, then you're like, okay, I can make my player with an 83-point attribute and then allocate my other attributes accordingly. The problem is that we're consistently spending money throughout the year. It's not like a one-time fee and then 2K makes changes. We're creating builds, we're purchasing particular boosts so that we could play the way we see fit for our play style. And then 2K is changing the game in front of us after we done invested in players that we created for the game that was once in front of us. That game changes, so don't you think we should be given a refund? Unrealistic, but we should be given a refund so that we can recreate a player for the game that's in front of us. So, no way. Is that for real? Let me see. Let me see if that's right. Hold on a second. Did I? Oh man, that's crazy. Let me update that. Good looking out on the title. Oh man, that's crazy. They must be like, what in the world? That'll probably mess me up. That's funny. I can't. That must have been moving fast. Save. Good looking out on the update for the title. But that would make more sense, but they would never. Facts, yeah, they would never. That would never happen. I've been using Brutal Sin Jumper the first 3 seasons and I was hitting everything and now it's not dropping. Yeah. I think that's the problem that we have with 2K is that for any business, if there's an ongoing fee to play the game or ongoing fee for like say a software or something, and that is completely changed, then you owe Pookie. Like you got to give that money back. You can't change. It's facts though, right? No cap. JB, what it is, chosen out there. Feeling kind of warm. I probably got to put on that ceiling fan. People are missing green dunks. That's more so the reason why people are missing dunks. And hold on a second, let me wipe my nose. The reason why people are missing dunks is because the intimidator factor that was incorporated into the anchor badge is finally working. So you're gonna see a lot more misses. That's what that's about. How many? Let me see how many people we have in here before I continue, because I know this stream is about to stir some things up, but yo, we need to talk about it. It needs to be talked about, man, because we can't keep doing this. You know, I was just raving over the gameplay changes that were made with the season 4 update in regards to defense, and then that joint just messed up shooting. I mean, we're talking about some lights out shooters missing wide open shots, and it's just crazy. Some of the best shooters we've seen this year missing wide open shots. Let me go see what this poll is looking like so I could give you guys an idea in case folks are still skeptical on whether or not there's been changes to shooting. I could go into how many we got in here. We are 97. Let me refresh. Let me put this up. I mean, we're talking about. Let me put that up there. Here we go. Yeah, so I could pull up the poll that I sent out in our Discord to see how many people reacted to whether or not there was gameplay changes. So I'll go back in here. I sent out this poll earlier. It was about a little less than an hour ago. I sent out this poll here. Let me put my mouse up here. Do you feel like your jump shot has changed after the season 4 update? The folks who were required to hit 1 for yes, 2 for no. You guys see the results right here. 57 people out of, what's that, 73 people? So am I reading that right? Yeah, 67, 73 people, yeah. So I could be mistaken on that math. But anyway, 57 of those people that voted out of 73 voted yes, there's a change to shooting. I feel like my jump shot has changed after the season 4 update. And from what I experienced over the last couple of days, I say without a doubt, there's been a change to shooting. Without a doubt, no doubt in my mind. But has 2K announced any sort of changes whatsoever to gameplay besides their courtside report? And of course, 2K doesn't take ownership for that. 2K modding all its players. And there's another, the homie said, Kobe, let's see what he says here. Kobe says, I was at 62% last season from 3, and I'm sitting at 50 right now. So on the video that I just dropped, already has a ton of views. I dropped it earlier this morning. I saw a ton of comments. If you scroll through those comments, I always look through my comments, yeah. So I appreciate that, OG. Appreciate you, man. But I was scrolling through my comments, and consistently folks were leaving the percentage that they were shooting prior to the season 4 update, and then showing the drop in percentages that they're shooting after the season 4 update. So it's consistent, yeah. Everybody's like percentage has dropped. There was a few players here and there, but you'll get this on a regular basis. There was a few players here and there that said they're shooting even better, and I'm not denying the fact that they could be shooting better, but considering that we play with some of the best players that play the game right now, competitive players, considering that we play with the best of the best, and they're going through the same experience after the season 4 update, shooting and missing wide open shots, I'm led to believe that there was definitely a patch and 2K is not owning up to it. And I can't see how. I can't see how that's even a possibility. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, OG. That shooting patch had me looking like a bum last night. I pulled up to the rec with my homies and went 1 for 8 for the entire night. For reference, I was shooting 65%, and after last night, it was 42%. That's the consensus for a ton of players out there. Everybody's going through the same thing. And ironically, it's like a lot of players are going for that 1 for 8, 1 for 6. I'm seeing a lot of that out there. For every major patch, 2K should credit our accounts with 1 free build. That would be dope. That would be dope. That's like 85% of the people said yes. Thank you, Don. Thank you for giving that percentage. So Don said it's like 85% on the poll that we sent out, which you guys see here. Do you feel like your jump shot, let me put the mouse there. Do you feel like your jump shot has changed after the season 4 update? 57 people vote out of like 73 people. 57 voted yes, there was a change. So just to give you guys some perspective, that was sent out in our Discord. If you guys would like to participate in polls like this, because this helps me gather information from the community. If you guys would like to participate, just type !Discord in the chat that you're in right now on the live stream. The link for Discord will pop up. Join our Discord. And if you guys are running with random, stop it, dead that. Go find some good players. Pulling up on 25,000 members in our Discord. James Williams with a $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that, James Williams. He said, here's my question. How long do we allow 2K to do this before we make the change first and leave? That's a multi-layered answer. That question deserves a multi-layered answer. Because how people find entertainment or choose to spend their leisurely time is really subjective. So, if 2K helps them get away, although it's frustrating and it taxes your pockets and all that, if 2K is their getaway, then, that's their getaway. It's subjective. Although doesn't mean that we can't speak on the complaints, but it's definitely subjective. So, it's tough. You want to say, hey, then you shouldn't play the game. Oh, man. I don't know what idiot this is leaving these comments. Let me just hide the user. There we go. But anyway, yeah, I get it. A lot of people would be like, let's get on and boycott 2K. But, it's the only basketball game that's out there, which is what we was talking about yesterday. There's no competition. People love basketball. I've deleted 2K this year. I had only re-downloaded 2K right for the update so I could connect with you guys. But I had no intention of playing the game until I saw the Season 4 update in regards to defense. It felt amazing. But then after playing it a couple of days, you see the shooting changes and you're like, what is going on? Overall, the game does feel better to me prior to the Season 4 update, except now 2K has to fix these shooting changes. So I like the idea of, making something happen and the community coming together to force change, but it's unrealistic. I've been getting this type of comment for years now where folks are saying, well, just boycott the game. We'll stop playing. Folks are saying that. And for years, we've been going through the same thing. Just this overall weirdness. But 2K has made the adjustment to defense, which I appreciate. We just need whatever changes they made to defense that affected shooting. We need them to bring that back. And now we got to be scared that when 2K makes the readjustment to shooting, that it's not going to affect defense. Oh, man. Tune in. What's the shooting patch? Chapo GG. It looks like shooting has been affected tremendously for a lot of players. So they're not hitting at the same percentages that they were hitting prior to the update. I feel like they changed your release timing before this patch. You had a different release at different spots on the floor. Plus, now it seems like you got to hold it a little longer than usual. And that's different for every player because not every player has the same timing. They don't have the same releases. They don't have the same shot timing, whether you're choosing very early, late, things of that nature. Those are not the same. So, not to mention, shot timing fluctuates depending on one, where you are on the floor, two, how, like, where's your stamina bar, and three, where's the defender, is the defender in the vicinity. So there's too many fluctuations in shot timing to kind of gauge if you should just change one aspect of it. Let's go, coachy. Made 100% smothered. PJ Rodriguez. Yeah, we saw 87% go in yesterday. So I'm not surprised. And we saw it happen twice yesterday. So I'm not surprised that somebody hit 100% smothered. It's almost like it's so weird. It's almost like they took the fixes that they made in this area of defense and finishing, where you're not finishing nearly as often, as consistent anymore, and they put that to shooting. Now when you shoot dumb shots, you're able to, hit these heavily contested shots. It's so weird. If it ain't one thing, it's another. And why is that the case? Why is it always one thing or another with 2K? Let me put on this. Appreciate the subs, yeah. That really means a lot to me. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We're working on that 100,000 subscribers. So everybody that subscribes to the channel, it'll definitely be appreciated. We're doing our best to connect with you guys and keep you updated on all the changes, even though they haven't been announced by 2K. We're out here live streaming, connecting. 2K with the finesse. Jason, there's a theory, y'all. There's a theory that 2K makes these weird adjustments. Can I get... Let's put something in perspective. 2K makes one change to any attribute, and that brings them a ton of money. This is just generally speaking. Generally speaking, because of the large player base, think of this from a business perspective, yeah. Because of their large player base, one change. So let's say they get, let's just throw out figures so we could bring some understanding to what I'm saying. They got 1 million people playing the game. Let's say that, right? 1 million people playing the game. If they make one slider adjustment to shooting, out of that 1 million people, let's say 10,000 of them create a new build. And that's just one slight adjustment, slider adjustment. A slight slider adjustment to shooting will make 10,000 people out of that 1 million people, at the very least, make a new build. $100 a build, 10,000 people, you got your money, right? So what happens when 2K makes a drastic change, even if there's no intention for that change to be long-standing? What happens when 2K makes a drastic change to gameplay? How many people you think are making new builds? Or they're missing their shots. Oh, I got to add even more. Oh, I got to make sure I have Gatorade. I got to add more boosts. In other words, how many people are these changes? And how many people you think 2K is encouraging to spend more money when these changes happen in the game? And even if they're not intentional, even if there's no intention behind these changes, like their intention is not to make people spend money, they're actually trying to make something happen, there's something that 2K needs to be aware of. So if they made a mistake and they're trying to revert it back, they still bring a ton of money in. This is how class action lawsuits are made, yeah. Not to say that that should happen to 2K. I just mean to say you can't make mistakes when you're at this level. They're the absolute top basketball gaming title. There's no one even close. They lead the way in regards to, like, they lead the way in sports gaming. So they have no room to make a mistake. And it'd probably be more understandable if you reference like the NBA. Like the NBA has to do things a certain way because else they'll pay for it. And they're like, the NBA can't come out and completely change the game from one night to the next. Do you get what I mean to say? Because it'll screw up a lot of things. And I'm in love with the fix in the paint. Thank you, PJ. Yeah, because some folks are in denial that there was a change made to interior defense. And I'm like, how could you deny that? PJ said, I'm in love with the fix in the paint. For the patch, you make contact in the paint and they say it was open. Facts. How many times did that happen? 2K watching Lakers said 2K got me out of $800 alone on buying VC to make a new character because of something I lack in the rec center. 8 players, $100 pack on CD keys. Man, oh man. And the thing is, they know they messing up people's bills with the BS they got going on. Facts. I get paid pretty well, but I can't afford $100 a bill. Responsibilities. Yeah, because it really doesn't matter how much you get paid, right? Like when 2K is leading the way in digging in people's pockets, straight Debo, we stop looking at the idea that whether we got it like that so we can spend our money. No, this principle. We're talking about the principle factor now. Would you guys say 21 was made? You'd be if you called me maybe 2 weeks ago, I would say yeah. Because the homie said, YBS counselor said, would you guys say that 21 was way more solid than this 23 garbage? If you called me 2 weeks ago, you would have had me saying hell yeah. But as of right now, I'm back on 23's bandwagon. Seems like a more balanced game after the update, but shooting is just a little different now. I went 9 for 12, 12 for 12 from 3 to 1 for 8 from the 3 games in a row. And I quit and just started dunking more. How many people over the last couple days have gone 1 for something? 1 for 6, 1 for 8? Over the last couple of days, because it's been consistent. I look at our scoreboard, like at the end of the game, and I see so many of us 1 for something. And it's like, whoa, we don't shoot like this. Like, what the hell? We're still winning, but... Facts. Agent Q said, I just been buying other games instead of VC this year. And that's facts, man. There's so many other games there. I've been experiencing other games myself, and I've been enjoying myself. What changed in shooting? Just your make percentages change, answers Pope. Not thinking about the kids and ones who don't have the funds to spend the extra $100 for VC. Well, you know, like I said in yesterday's live stream, Ronnie2K said, hey, what are y'all talking about? Why are y'all complaining? There's Ronnie2K's words. We're giving you hundreds of hours of entertainment. What are you complaining about when you go to the movies and spend $20 on 2 hours? So that was Ronnie2K's answer to the insane inflation that us players are experiencing on 2K. Stop complaining is what Ronnie2K basically said. We give y'all a lot. Appreciate what we do for y'all. That outlook would definitely change if the player base disappeared. If the player base disappeared, trust me, the arrogance wouldn't be there. The arrogance to release a statement like that wouldn't have been thought of if there wasn't. I think sometimes the folks over at 2K forget how this thing works. But what you can't ever forget is that they start creating a product and then they have to sell that product to the masses. That's just how business works. When the masses purchase your product, that's how you make yourself a business. So without the masses, you have no business. So there needs to be a little less arrogance from the members or the faces of 2K and a little more appreciation for the reason you have a job. That's my outlook on it. 2K going downhill. I can't make a single 3-point because of the patch. Look at Rich Homie Saw said that. I stopped 2K23 in November, but I support the content. I appreciate that, OG. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I've heard quite a few people come into the live stream and come on, leave comments on the channel saying the same thing, that they stopped playing 2K, but they still come through and show love, and that's definitely appreciated. Sounds like a pimp. Coin says sounds like a pimp. 3 for 8 for no reason, missing wide open shots. See, we're not tripping, y'all. I don't get enjoyment for saying that there's a patch to shooting. Yeah, that was a stupid argument, Roger Casado. But I don't get enjoyment for saying this is a patch to shooting. These are just our realities because we're playing the game every day. There's not a lot of creators that are playing this game every day, from what I noticed as well. Somebody left a comment on my video, my most recent video this morning, saying there used to be like 3,000 creators, and now it's like down to 300 consistent creators. People are finding other avenues. And because of, when those funds continue to come in, I don't think 2K understands that this is like a fast moving thing. As quickly as it goes up for a company like 2K in regards to NBA 2K, is as quickly as it could crash. Like the joint could just crash. Because people could dead say, no mas. No mas. We're not doing it no more. And then everything changes. That means everybody gets cut. They have to cut particular resources at 2K headquarters. And maybe that'll be a good thing, because like I said yesterday, I think where 2K went wrong is when 2K became a business. Like they put business ahead of creating the good product. And that's when we got to spend quite a few years playing online without the business aspect encroaching on our gameplay experience. We got to spend quite a few years. Remember NBA 2K16, 17? There was no thought that we didn't think about spending money on VC and spending money on boosts. We didn't think about that stuff. There was no concern. You could get out there and have fun. So in other words, the development team's approach toward gameplay was more sincere to what they felt would encourage players to get on the game. Now it seems their approach to gameplay is met by red tape that says, well, how does this lead to a microtransaction? Yeah, 2K is bad everywhere. Basketball and WWE, the homie said. Stop buying... Apple Live says, stop buying virtual jackets for 30,000 VC and save for future builds instead. It's facts though, man, because like the homie Don spends 2 million VC every month on leather jackets and shiny leather pants. So, I get it, man. We can't be buying 30,000 VC jackets and like virtual jackets to look fresh on 2K, and the gameplay is horrendous. But I'm not saying, I actually feel like the gameplay is much better now. Bro, I went 67 from 3 to 50% using the same jumper. 2K had me up till 3 a.m. testing jump shots. That's another thing. I've been through that process. Who's that? Q-Ball TV. Look at BlackBerry. Thank you, Annis. Oh, Ansis, Pope. BlackBerry just crashed. Just went downhill. Used to be a popular phone. Just crashed. But yeah, the homie talking about his percentages, man. 18 was the start of the fall. Facts read. 18 was the start of the fall. Shots fired. To be honest, 2K is like Call of Duty, and how dirty Activision does people constantly changing how the stats of the game fluctuate to cause people to spend money. They don't listen to fans loyal to them. And when we're referencing a Call of Duty, because if a lot of players from 2K went and got on Call of Duty right now and just tried to run through the map, just run through, try to find these are large maps with a bunch of different houses you can run in and run out of, jumping out off the top of buildings. All this different stuff is so responsive while you're online playing with a ton of other people. Extremely responsive to what you queue up on your controller, because you need that type of precision in Call of Duty. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because although like consistent Call of Duty players may feel like they're taken advantage of, there's no comparison in what 2K is doing to the player base because of the amount of effort that Call of Duty puts into the game. There's a ton of responsiveness. If we got that responsiveness on 2K, oh man, you have people complaining, but man, it'd be super fun to play. It's like playing offline, playing 2K offline, online. They only wear those jackets for 2 weeks. Yeah, I had to. I had it's facts. I had to easy beats. I had to slow down my spending as well, and I slowed it down to nothing now. I don't spend anything on 2K after I saw what they were doing to gameplay. I'd rather play Spider-Man Miles Morales than 2K. I've been playing different games myself, but in recent days I've been playing 2K. I just wanted to talk about the shooting. Johnny Olin said, I knew my shooting was off when I got on last night. It's like the shooting delay or something. Yeah, that's what people are thinking. People are thinking that the like you have to change your shot timing. That's what I keep hearing. The embrace it or erase it said, if your TV is a Vizio, IG, Roku, Toshiba, your gameplay not gonna even be that good. The TV matter too. Almost everybody I play with plays on a gaming monitor. Yeah, the days of playing on TVs are long gone. Yeah. So TVs, you don't have that millisecond response time. You're gonna be suffering out there. I don't think a lot of people, or at least competitive players, play on TVs. That was like years removed already. A couple years ago, I tried going back to a TV just so I could play on a bigger screen, and I said, nah, I had to take it off immediately. Call of Duty even has it where you can fight underwater. With 2K, you barely can load into the rec center. That was chosen. I went back to Destiny. That was Sticks. When the Harry Potter drop is over, a lot of people are. I'm curious about the Harry Potter too. For me, it's gonna be when the new Zelda game comes out. That's about 100 days, maybe 3 months. Dude, I got a 91 3-point rating, but I can't hit any threes. Does the shooting bar matter? It seems like I have to release the ball when it's above my head instead of worrying about the shot meter. Yeah, the first step you want to do, you know what I noticed too, talking about the shooting, is that a lot of people say, yeah, I'm out here shooting full bars, indicating that they're using their shot meter. If you want to start shooting good on NBA 2K23, the first thing you do is remove your shot meter altogether. That's your first step. Your very next step was, setting up your badges accordingly to the play style that, the way that you feel is most comfortable for you. And then hitting the lab and finding the animation cue for release. Not your shot meter cue. You just turn your actual player build into a shot meter. So you'll look at your animation the same way in which you would look at a shot meter. Find the cue when you first green. That's going to be your release cue, and just try to maintain that consistent release cue. In previous versions of 2K, we used to be able to develop muscle memory for our shots. No longer the case in NBA 2K23 because there's so much shot timing fluctuations from a defender being nearby and increasing your shot speed to your stamina bar depleting, and now your shot speed is slowed down. So you can no longer use muscle memory for your shot. You have to find the visual cue on your animation in order to hit consistently. Big facts. I have a gaming monitor. TV's dead. Yeah. Yeah. The homie said not true with TVs. Yeah. You can't play on no TV. You can play regular games on TVs. Don't get me wrong. It ain't like you cannot play a game on TV. Sorry, I meant to clarify that. It ain't like you can't play like Zelda or Elden Ring on a TV because it's larger and you want to get that full effect of the graphics and stuff. But when you're playing games that online that require a lot of precision, you need a really fast response time, and that's what gaming monitors or some of the higher end TVs provide. So yeah, Big Red said you're selling yourself short if you play on a TV. Well, the dude said he was 4'6", so he didn't. Yeah, the dude said he was 4'6", so he was already like at birth he was so short. I went back to a monitor and couldn't play there. The colors were so ugly compared to a TV. Yeah, well, if you get a good monitor, yeah, if you get a good monitor, you can't play on no regular monitor. Like you can't just take your 1970 computer from the technology is fast moving, yeah. Like I got a G5. I got a Samsung G5 that I'm actually looking at right now. And that's already outdated. They're like on the G9. So yeah, technology is ever so changing and really fast moving. So you could get a decent monitor, but you can't just take your old computer that's dusty in the corner and just rip the monitor off and think that's a gaming monitor. Say, oh, this is a gaming monitor now. Your joint is like 12 inches across. Nah. Once I switched to a monitor, I never looked back. Yeah, facts. You can't look back. Yeah. I'm about to get on Warzone, George. I went back to a $700 monitor, big dog. All right, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. I don't even. Yeah, I don't know. I think I spent maybe about. I'm not sure how much. I don't think it was 700. I don't even think I spent that much on this one. Samsung G5, bet I'm getting one from Best Buy today. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the G5. Don't get me wrong. Do your research, Loop God TV. I do play on a G5 and I love it. It's a curved monitor. It's dope. I love the monitor. But I'm not one who stays on technology heavy. Like I need to get the latest thing. Nah, I'll wait a year and then that joint is going to drop in price because the line done dropped two newer models. And I'll just play on the one like the G5, and I love it. I love it. I got a Predator XB3 gaming monitor, 240 hertz. Nice. Air Stampede said you can get a monitor for like 200. Just look for that 1 millisecond response time or 0.5 millisecond response time. And if you want to make it future proof, then you need to look for like the 2.1 HDMI, if I'm not mistaken, and the 240 hertz, if I'm not mistaken. My problem is when I'm in like shopping mode, I'm looking for a new product to enhance whatever it is I got going on. I invest so much prior to the purchase, and then after the purchase, it's almost like I just check it out my brain. Like I invest so much time into learning what to get, and then after I get it, I'm like, all right, it's done. I got it. Not thinking about it again. I think my joint is 32 inches. Yeah, I think this joint is 32 inches. I could be mistaken. Let me see if I have my let's check it out. Trusty tape measure. Yes, 32 inches. Yeah. Yep. Alienware 34-inch curved PC gaming monitor. I like the Alienwares as well. Yeah, the OLED too. You got to consider OLED if you want those really crisp images. So what we doing with 2K City? Is it time to boycott? I wish it was. I wish that to be the case. Listen, 2K has done well with the most recent update. Shooting is a little goofy, but It's almost like that's expected with 2K. Nah, do y'all feel the same way? It's almost like it's expected to experience some level of goofiness with 2K, and that's what frustrates me the most. It's like, when can we just live and chill and play the game? Because that's how it used to be. 2K16, 17, 19, and 20. It was like, all right, we can complain if we force it. But it wasn't so prevalent right in our grills every single day. So after the most recent season 4 update, I feel like we're at a stage where it's all right. You know, the game is all right. You can get on there and have fun. You will miss some wide open shots. And like shooting is there's definitely a noticeable change. But I take the season 4 update over the weeks prior to the season 4 update, because that was madness and made me delete the game. So a lot of people do feel like it's time to boycott 2K, but you know, realistically, that's probably not gonna happen. I won't lead the way on that, because I think 2K made some good changes with the most recent update. I'd be referring to your videos now whenever I notice major 2K and bro, gotta say, I commented on your video, but like, bro, the game was bad for a week, fixed for 2 days, and yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, we're up on it because we're playing it. You know what I mean to say? So I'm not knocking no creators or however they do their thing. They may not play as often. So that's probably why some other creators may not be as connected, but I'm connected within our Discord community. So I get to see what folks are putting into our chats. And I stay connected vocally through our parties in Discord. And then I come online and hear what y'all got to say, you know, through a live stream. And then I read my comments. So there's so many points of reference, not to mention my personal experience getting on the game as a veteran gamer, not a new gamer, a gamer that's been playing 2K every year since its inception on Dreamcast. So that's why we're often in agreement. You know what I mean? That's why we be often in agreement, because like, yeah, I feel the same way like him. They don't care, man. As long as we spending money, they don't care. Yeah. You know, I think that's why I said yesterday, I think the goal for 2K, which once used to be like, let's generate a dope experience for them to get on and get, you know, play the game. For instance, when you look, or if you ever tried to play the game Elden Ring, even if it was too hard for you, you couldn't deny how amazing that game looked. It was like jaw-dropping amazing. Hella difficult, but they weren't scared to leave that difficulty in the game, even though it deterred a huge portion of a potential player base. 2K says, no, we have no integrity. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. That's how it seems. That's what it feels like, at least as a gamer. I can't say that that's what 2K is doing, but as a player, that's what it feels like, because I've been playing it for so many years and it used to be fun the entire year. You couldn't get me off of 2K. Now I'm forced, after playing 2K, to go through my catalog of games and see what else I could play. Appreciate you too, Chris Perez, watching from Southern Cali, Malibu, CA, Malibu's most wanted in the house. Appreciate you, Chris Perez. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go live more often. Who's that said that? Marcos, I'll definitely go live more often. I'd boycott a job before boycotting 2K. I had quit for 2 days just because I was getting overly frustrated. And I'm an old dog. Yeah, man, too old to be stressing. And I think a lot of us older folks are on that same type of time. What up, God Soldier? A lot of us older folks are on that same type of time. We be like, you know, I get on 2K and, you know, we allocate our time accordingly, unlike you young goofballs out there. We're like, nah, B, if I got 2 hours, this is my 2 hours of leisurely time. This is where I'm gonna spend it. And if that leisurely time turns to frustration, we're like, oh, hell nah. You younger folks got a larger capacity to be able to kind of maintain certain levels of frustration. Us older folks are like, nah, life is too short. I only got like a couple decades left. Nah, B. It's not going down. So I feel you on that, man. Love your work you're doing for Toronto. Appreciate the love, Stephen James. Appreciate you watching too. By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Help us hit that 100,000 subscribers. Only game for a month, and when I first got on, I've been going crazy, but now I'm not making nothing. Even dunks don't be going in like they used to. So if you guys don't know, if you're new to 2K, like the homie says, he's new to 2K. If you're new to 2K, there's some things you can finish good. I'll help you guys out. You can finish well because we're seeing the players that we're running with, although they've noticed the same shooting changes, they're still finishing really well. So I'm going to help you guys out. You put on cockback tomahawks. You put on the LeBron James dunk package. You use your right analog, start using your right analog stick to finish, and get a player that has at least limitless takeoff on silver. And for what I'm hearing, limitless takeoff on silver seems to be working better than gold. At least that's what I'm hearing. I haven't tested that myself. But that's not all. When you're out there dribbling, you need to know your takeoff point. So if you want to finish more consistently, learn your takeoff point. The takeoff point for the LeBron James package, which is a really large takeoff, is right at the foul line. So you're going to be triggering your right analog stick to dunk with the correct hand at the foul line. So hopefully that made sense. So that'll definitely help a lot of you guys finish better in the paint. The difference now, what's happening now, where you want to start activating that limitless takeoff is because those dunks are still going in. The takeoff dunks are still finishing well. What's not finishing well is when, like, I had a defender like myself who's going into the paint and I got a 6'8" build, so I'm super fast. I'm meeting you before your takeoff, before your animation starts up. So I'm eliminating the takeoff in itself. And those dunks and layups, which were going in prior to the season 4 update, are now subject to my anchor badge as the intimidator factor, which was incorporated into the anchor badge, is now making you guys miss your dunks and layups. So that's some of the things that I've noticed. What is the cue for fade shots with no meter? So this is all subjective. You know, you need to know which type of fade jumper you're using. That's one. The homie Illis HD said, what is the cue for fade shots with no meter? That's gonna be, you're gonna have to hit the lab. Facts. This is just facts because I don't know what leaners you're using. That's one, and they have different timing. So you got to hit the lab, find the leaner that works best for you, the dribble pull-up that works best for you. And then when you get a green in the lab, make a mental note of that visual cue. I've always wanted to shoot leaners, so I shoot leaners pretty good, pretty decent in NBA 2K23. And I think I use normal too, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a nice smooth leaner, exactly what I need. There's different timing for your leaners, whether you're holding turbo or not. So keep that in mind too. About to be 34 on the 28th. They make the game for the youth with the emotes and skins. It's cool. But why aren't the rewards like 2000? Yeah, facts. Facts. The homie said, why aren't the rewards like 2000 VC per level up? So it's so weird because 2K isn't, we know that 2K, I think a good portion of the community, at least who's watching this live stream, could agree that 2K is in the business of making money. But if they make the game for the youth, although a lot of these youth could get money from their parents, it's still an extra step, right? So it's so weird that we want, like, one aspect of us want to believe that 2K is making it, like, every decision to make money. You would think that means that their target demographic will be older folks who have jobs. You get what I mean to say, that they could spend that money easy. That'll be their target demographic. But then they'll throw in a glizzy hat, which they know a lot of grown folks aren't wearing no glizzy hat. You ain't gonna find me wearing a glizzy hat coming onto a live stream with a whole glizzy in and around my face. It's not happening. So it's so I don't be understanding what 2K be doing. Check your Discord if you can. Good topic to speak about. All right. Normal 2 dribble pull up is so smooth. Fact. So it is normal 2, right? Yeah. It is smooth. I love the normal 2 dribble. Reply, if not, no stress. Yeah, I might have missed your comment, Cash. Supposed to adjust is this mode just to find player cards that match the current meta of animations? Hold on, let me see. I don't know if you mess with, I don't mess with my team. I haven't. I intended to, but I ended up straying away from that. I'm not supposed to adjust in this mode. Yeah, I wish I could answer that, but I don't know much about my team. Yeah, you're gonna have to Google what a glizzy is. You're gonna have to Google what a glizzy is. Gunnery said, "Hold up, I'm old. I gotta Google what the f a glizzy had it." Oh man, that was funny. My 13-year-old had his glizzy hat on. I'm like, take that ish off. That's what Just Training said. Just Training said, take that joint off. That was good, man. 2K is staking money. We make our bills based on the current. Say it again. I have a feeling I know where he's going with this, but slowly Fader says 2K is taking money. We make our bills based on the current gameplay. When they decide to patch / silent patch animation and gameplay sliders, basically make most builds obsolete. Is BS. And that's the problem, is that if you're like me, if you're anything like me, when you're making builds, you're like extremely tedious about where you're allocating your attribute points, right? I know I spend a couple hours making a build until you start learning all the thresholds, then it becomes a lot easier. But you're investing a ton of time into what you see out there. So for instance, there's not a lot of people putting up mid-range super high, right? I don't think there's a lot of players out there who are going with a 90 mid-range because you don't need it, right? So the game that's in front of us. So what 2K is doing, this just to give you a for instance, and just like a for instance, yeah, just an example. Imagine 2K eliminated the 3-point shot and then increased the sliders for the mid range. Every player didn't put any attributes into their mid range because 2K has presented a game in front of us that is primarily finishing or 3-point shot. If you're not shooting a 3, you're going to just drive. That's what the game was. The game has been this way, right? So the mid-range ends up becoming somewhat obsolete, and nobody invests a ton of attributes into the mid-range. What 2K is doing with these changes is we're creating players for the current gameplay, like the homie said, and then that current gameplay changes right before our eyes. So we could have allocated our attributes somewhere else for the new style of gameplay, and we're not given the opportunity or a refund to make that happen. So that's really is there a build that is patch proof? Maybe a pure sharp, as 2K will always make shooting easier after launch. So I think my 3-level scorer, I have a 3-level scorer build 6'9". I think that's pretty patch proof. I haven't witnessed, he has a 92-3, I think a 92 driving. It's primarily offensive build with 80 perimeter defense. So just to be able to maneuver on the defensive end. So pretty patch proof, but there's a ton of people that want to go super heavy in a particular attribute. For instance, the steal attribute, 99 steal. And then 2K messes with steals. So it's those type of players that they're experiencing these changes, and they're like, well, I wouldn't have made that player. Like 2K, I wouldn't, if I knew you were gonna do that, 2K, I wouldn't have made the player in the first place. That's what the problem is. My team is good because you can grind. I have every card I ever wanted, and I have no money spent. Nice. All about the players. Some want it easy. Well, there's only one annual cycle. I hear that often. Some want it easy, but we're online players. What about those players who want to grind to legend? You can't grind to legend without spending money on boosts. Imagine that. You're not scoring 100,000 points without spending money on boosts. So I get it. 2K changing gameplay to alter builds is lame. Facts. Grinding to 99 this year is so tough. I reckon making the actual NBA is easier. I have multiple players at 99 and I don't like playing my career. I just get on out there and play. And I'm not playing nearly as often as I used to play, like in previous versions of 2K. So you can get to 99. It's just depending on how your life is, like how much you're working and how much free time you have to play 2K. It may seem more taxing than it is for others. And grind to legend for what? Apple Live said. Grind to legend for what? You don't want that low rider. Man, hitting legend you know what hitting legend used to be? I'm talking about it like if I was live streaming right now and I'm like saying, yeah, I was a legend last year, the year before. So the last time I hit legend was the last best 2K, which was NBA 2K20, in my opinion, the last best 2K. Not the actual best, but at least the last best. And when 2K releases a good game, you catch a player like me consistently on it and grind to the highest levels. You used to, it had, Legend used to have this like value that was respected by everyone who played 2K. Like everybody who played 2K respected someone who hit legend. Whether you wanted to joke on them initially, but if you hit legend, it was like, oh man, damn, the homie hit legend. That's serious. When you come out in the park, everybody a flood around you. Legend in the park, legend in the park. Yo, who's that? Remember in NBA 2K20, we had the helicopter fly. So by the time I would land in my, you'll come down on the rope. By the time you come down on the rope, boom, everybody's crowded around you. What I mean to say is that 2K did it right. They had a good formula for legend. And 2K just switched that for no reason. 2K19 was goated. How come my 40 doesn't show up from last season? It's like, oh, the 40 star. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. You should try my team. I wouldn't mind trying my team, but I'm on 2K now. Hey, Unscripted, appreciate you coming through. My wife showed me a video yesterday of you talking about one of the videos that we did. So I thought that was dope. Salute to you, man. Wish you the best of luck on your channel. Your setup looks good too, by the way. Hitting legend would make you feel like you accomplished something. Now hitting legend is like, eh. Yeah. Yeah, that used to make you feel like, damn, I hit legend. And everybody around you is saying, damn, you hit legend. Wow. Now it's like, eh. Now it's like, there's a legend. Let's go drop him off. My Wi-Fi is slow, so I don't play my team online. Yeah, if you guys are playing online, you got to be, like, you got to have a line, like Ethernet. Remember when you hit Legend 1 in 2K16, you got, yeah, I think I hit Legend 5 in 2K16. That was the top Legend. It was either Legend 4 or Legend 5. Hitting Legend will make you feel, yeah. After this patch, what is your mentality if you want to make a new build? What is All City creating after this patch? If I had to make a new build, it's tough. It's tough. I love the 6'9". Ideally I want more speed. Like, but that's only considering the factor of me running point guard. And I don't really want to run point guard. One side of me wants to run point guard so bad. But the reality is I'm not going to do it well. So I know I don't need to make no point guard. So I'll stay with the 2 guard. Not that I'm running a player at shooting guard position. I just play the 2 position. But I would make a point guard 6'9". And I would probably make it very similar. I'll meet those thresholds, 92-3, 92 finishing. I'll meet all those thresholds for offense, getting the animations for playmaking as high as possible. 85, 86 pass accuracy. I think the 6'9" only gets an 87 ball handle. And I would probably add more steal because I got a 6'9" with an 80 perimeter defense, which works pretty well. I would just probably add more steal. I got a 45 steal. I don't even think that's necessary. I love my 3-level scorer build. My 6'9" 3-level scorer build it's just a build that I really, really enjoy. It's the most solid build. It's the only build that I don't end up in an extreme amount of frustration with for the most part. All around good build. Salute. What up, Shy City? What's goody? Them locks are hell. Yeah, locks are even doing even more damage now. They dead wrong for them legend rewards. Facts. Hey, you got it unscripted. Whack. What up, Whack? Whack boy Vito. Yeah, all grinds seem just time consuming now. Well, what I didn't like about the legend grind, and probably you guys could agree, what I didn't like about the legend grind was that they changed it from my points to actual points. My points used to be legend grind used to be that your efforts together, so you would actually get more my points for assists and throwing out oops. So that encouraged team gameplay. Where now it's actual points that you have to score, which of course leads to a nightmare for you folks running with randoms in the rec center because nobody passing the rock. They're not passing you the rock because they're trying to score to help hit that legend 100,000 points. My 5'10" dude with contact dunks is the most fun. I've gotten to jump over a dude animation 3 times. You made a 5'10" build. No point in hitting legend in my opinion either. I don't see it either. I think a lot of people don't see it this year. Like, I can't even tell you who was the first legend. I can't even tell you. That's how irrelevant it is nowadays. Back then, it used to be, yo, poor boy Sin is battling the other homie for legend. And it was like, oh, man. And like, I always knew I would hit legend. It was a thing. If it was a good year, you knew City is out there going to hit legend. You know what I mean? So, because we played the game so often. But I would never be close to the first legend. I can't even tell you who was the first legend. To be honest, Brody, 2K really starting to get boring because it's not interesting to accomplish goals. Yeah. I kind of feel you on that, Quandre. I kind of feel you on that. Although good gameplay encourages me, being able to connect with you guys, but a lot of you guys aren't content creators, so it's like there's really no incentive. You know, I have a little bit, I don't know where my head would be if I wasn't a content creator in regards to my experience playing 2K. I don't even know if I would play 2K again if I wasn't a content creator, if I didn't have incentive to play and build communities and, you know, stay connected with you folks. I don't know if I would have incentive. I would have probably been off playing Zelda, Breath of the Wild every single day. What up, Little Sauce? What's good, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you here. Randoms are awful this year. Well, stop running with randoms. Stop running with randoms. Posted in your DC this stream. It's about how physicals don't matter in badges. Let me see. I don't see anything in Discord. And I don't click links. I don't know if that's you, Apocalypto. But yeah, I don't click links. I don't know if that's you, and I don't got no messages. My Discord is open right now. I think I've stuck around so long because I keep wanting to make content again. Stream on Twitch, etc. But every time I'm about to get majorly, or every time I'm about to, I get majorly discouraged with ninja patches. But so in any type of content, you got to try to turn a bad thing into a good thing. So if you're getting discouraged, the way you got to see it in regards to content creation is similar to my approach. And I understand not doing it in general because I had a tough time this year maintaining content creation when 2K, like the gameplay experience was poor. But what you gotta trick your mind into doing is saying, how do I turn this bad experience into something positive? And then make the connection with your audience the priority. So what I mean by that is, if you're discouraged, then that means a lot of other people are discouraged. This is how I connect with you guys. This is why we're here right now, is because you see the title says secret shooting patch update. And I put out a survey in our Discord inquiring the same thing. And the good majority of people who voted on that survey, on the poll, shows that a lot more people are experiencing the same thing. So because I was discouraged with the shooting update, I'm sure a lot of other people were discouraged, and that's how you connect. So you switch it, you switch it around and make the connection with your audience the reason behind your content. And that'll help ease content creation in regards to 2K. Appreciate you, Little Sauce. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Little Sauce. If you guys would like to become a member and get a badge by your name, just type !join or !member. The link will come up. You could join as a member. You'll get a badge by your name. You look for your pro-am team. Well, are you looking for a forward? Is that what you was referring to? We haven't really started playing pro-am, but we don't just add people to the pro-am team. We run with them consistently. So what happens is, if you guys want to run with me, right, or the squad that we have that we run with daily, I'll be running on live stream a little later on today. But if you guys want to run with me, I send out a message in Discord looking for players. When I send out that message in our Discord, everybody gets a ping to their phone. So if you're a member of our Discord, you get a ping on your phone. It'll say, yo, I need one for rec. Join the rec party chat. You join the rec party chat. We exchange gamer tags. You come on out and play. After I see how you play, then I'll add you to an exclusive chat in our Discord of verified players that I have personally played with, or some of our leaders have personally played with. And this way we can create a group of verified members. So that's the group that I have right now. And in order to get that opportunity to get into that chat, you just got to be in our Discord and come on out when I send the message. It's as simple as that. I don't complicate things, y'all. I don't complicate things. So just come on out. And then I get these messages. Hey, I can't find players to run with. Homie, I sent out 10 messages over the last 10 days. Join up. Stop running with randoms, man. Trust me, it'll be such a better experience. It'll be such a better experience. You good at sales, I take it. You build yourself around what others need. Yeah. I'm not good at sales. I've never considered myself good at sales. But never considered us good at sales. Like, I never considered I had to remove somebody good at sales, but I try to be more practical, right? You gotta, especially doing this content creation is a long-term thing. You gotta be practical about it. They need to bring solo queue rec, because when I go into rec, sometimes I go against 5-mans running 3-2-2-3 zone, pick up with 99 steel, like that 2K League event matchmaking. Well, I think Kazi, listen, a lot of us are introverts. We need to get out of that introvert stage. A lot of us get on the game and it's like, all right, let me go into the rec center. You're limited. Trust me, y'all. Trust me. I've done this for years now. It's the reason behind my experience playing 2K is the reason why I created the Discord and grew that Discord up to 25,000 members. The game is so much more fun when you find players to start building chemistry with. And it started out before I was even on YouTube, before I created Discord. It starts out with you building chemistry with players. So if you want to have a better experience on 2K, start building that chemistry. Get on out, find somebody to run with in our Discord community, and then the next day at them. Yo, homie, what time you running? All right, I'll be available at this time. Or directly, DM them. Uh, and start making that happen so you guys could start building a relationship with other 2K players. If you're out there running by yourself, a lot of people be scared because they be scared of like criticism. But I can't control every player in our Discord, but there's a good majority of players in our Discord that are just gamers, non-toxic, casual. And they just want to get out there and play, just like you, homie. You out there getting back from work, you got 2 hours left in your day. You're like, let me play 2 hours of 2K. There's a lot of players like that in our Discord community. Yeah, yeah. What up, Rondo? It's about the update to shooting, the changes, and a lot more people. Just type exclamation point Discord to join, Quandre. To be honest, I think 2K players complaining want participation trophies. That's where our society has geared towards. Hey, it's Killer Kev. It's funny you mentioned that. It seems you're right. We come from an era where you're only rewarded for hard work. Like you're only recognized and rewarded for extremely hard work. And it seems this era is into that participation trophy aspect. But let's not ever forget that life is always humbling. And if you have this mentality that I need to be rewarded for participation, then life is going to hit you that much harder because life it's humbling. So you get that out your head, quick come up out your head, just get on out there. Get on out there, play, meet some people, change your approach to 2K. If you change your approach and your outlook to 2K and start thinking, building memories, making friends, the 2K experience just becomes so much better. I remember in my 2K16 and 2K17 experience, I was out just like I'll just put up the game and start grinding. It just so happened like one of the first people that I started talking to in the game chat was like, all right, you gonna be on tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. Boom. Then we started meeting the next day, and then the next day. And then he introduced me to all his homies. And then now we got a gang of us taking over the park. This is before YouTube, before anything. And it became so much more fun. Yeah, I'm an early 80s baby. Yeah. That's what the homie said. Rewards were earned. Facts. Well, you look into the physicals, don't matter in badges topic. Screenshots and DMs would also make a good YouTube video, to be honest. All right, there we go. We got DMs. All right, thoughts. Here we go. Chase down, leaping ability. Same height, weight, and wingspan. 88 block, 53 vertical, and 25 speed. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a lot to look over, but I will try and look over. Maybe we could cover this on the next live stream, so I'm not reviewing that while I'm live streaming. But I appreciate you sending that, man. Yeah, we'll see if we could talk about that. And if it's good, I'll make a video on it. I just need to review it. 2K been finessing us, yes. Man, you got a strong mindset, bro. Mad positive, love it. You got to be smoking loud. Nah, man. I get that a lot, but nah, that's just life is humbling, man. It's real life. It's real life. That's all that is, Cash. Real life experience, real life. Accept your blessings, you know what I mean? You're not lying, bro. That's me all day. I got a mic and don't even use it. I hate randoms, but have nobody else to play with. It sucks playing 2K if you do not have a team of people with good IQ. Well, I'm glad to hear. At least what I'm saying is resonating with a lot of folks. And if it's resonating with you, sound off in the chat. If it's, if you're watching right now, this could be part of your breakthrough, part of you breaking out of your shell. comment in the chat, or start exchanging gamer tags in the chat of like-minded individuals. What's the problem is that you think, listen, there's a misconception, and I am the epitome. Me, what you're watching right now is the epitome there of what I'm about to say. There's a misconception for players who do not connect. A lot of you introverts out there who do not connect to other players, because you hear the toxicity, you start to believe that everybody that plays the game has that same level of toxicity, that everybody that plays the game is unforgiving for the mistakes that you know you're gonna make because you're not a highly competitive player. It's not the case. You know, yesterday we were playing the game and we met I forgot what the homie's name was. I think his name was Brandis. And Brandis got on. Let me give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about here. We played with 3 new players yesterday from our Discord community. Well, it was 2 new players. One of them we met the day prior. And there's me sending out a message in our Discord community saying, join up if you want to play. So 2 of those players joined up. It was, matter of fact, it was Agent Threes. I think he won our tournament. It was Chance and Brandis. Brandis was the first time we ran with him, and he didn't understand the rotation. It so happened that we ended up playing against Sweats, and Sweats normally run a 5 out with a really good point guard. And what we got to do on rotation is the center's going to come out the corner and the corner is going to come up to the hash. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but if you don't understand playing against Sweats, if you never had to do defensive rotations, it'll be hella confusing. Like, folks won't be able to make that happen in one game, especially going up against Sweats. And if there's one weak link in our defense, you know, it's almost a guaranteed L. So Brandis came on the court and he was lost initially. Maybe the first quarter he was lost, but we all sat there, encouraged him, explained what needed to be done. And by the second to third quarter, everything was fine, back to normal. Although there was some instances where he dipped off and he was way out of position. We just let him know, yo, homie, get back in position, bro. All right, cool, get back. I bet. And we felt at the end of the game like, yo, that was cool, man. I love to see folks. It's not an unforgiving mentality. There's a misconception, and a lot of you, it keeps you guys from connecting to other players. But you know, we were able to teach him those rotations, and then that's some that he's gonna take. That we just hopefully it come back out, but that's something that he's gonna take with him throughout his 2K experience. He learned about rotations. When you increase the competition that you play against, there's just a natural thing. You're gonna have to play this way, defensive rotations. So it's not like the community is unforgiving. That's a misconception, y'all. So break out of your shell. And if somebody's disrespectful to you, disrespect is met with disrespect, in my opinion, or it's just immediately left alone. But nobody's entitled to disrespect you for no reason. That's how I play. That's how I do my thing. That's how I meet people. And then you end up finding the right people who you should be playing with. These are just facts. It happens often. Love what you're saying right now, bro. I'm an introvert myself, and I find it hard to find players to hoop with on 2K. Yeah, I feel you, Chosen. I get it. I'm somewhat of an introvert, man. I know you guys see me talking here on live stream. Let me give you guys what happened. Let me give you guys what happened with the homies that I said I was running with. This is before I started YouTube. And my wife could tell you better than me, but I'm somewhat of an introvert myself. Prior to even getting on YouTube, we were running with the homies that we would normally run with, 2K16, 17, the homies that I met on 16, and then grew into a group of good players. They said, hey, jokingly, yo, you should start a YouTube. It was like, hell nah. I don't got the personality to be talking, and I don't do all that nonsense. But, you know, you break out of your shell and you find that. And that was because of my mentality of the 2K community. I'm like, I'd punch like 10 people in the chest. I probably cave 10 people in the chest before I'm able to even create a channel and start up a YouTube. You know what I mean? Because you only thinking that the community is toxic. But then you realize how supportive, like how many we got? We got 234 people in here. So it's like, and we're just talking about being an introvert playing 2K. So it should kind of tell you guys that, damn, the community is actually supportive. You just need to find the right people for you. If somebody's toxic, that's on them. That doesn't mean that you're different. Like you should stay an introvert because they're toxic. No, he's an idiot because he's an idiot. And that's what you should be telling anybody who's toxic or coming off disrespect. You an idiot because you an idiot, Brody. Don't talk to me disrespectful because I missed the shot on 2K. Let me know what I need to do, and then I could perform better. And those are the people you run across. Good thing that title changed. Yeah, big facts. That title was crazy. I must have been typing too quick, but it probably got a lot of you in here. They're like, when he's gonna talk about that? Yeah, I had to change that title. I feel like I'm not saying, but I feel like some content creators won't allow the game to be good. Well, content creators have, the influence of content creators is not why the game is good or bad. Trust, trust and believe. 2K's resources far outweigh any level of influence that a content creator has. Not to say that it don't help at all. Content creators don't help at all, but it's not our duty to get people to play the game. Is each content creator is different. You can't just put all content creators in one bag. And I know you're not saying that, but there's a misconception that content creators have control over what game is in front of us, and it's like, oh hell nah. When you understand the business end of 2K, you're like, the dude's right above development. When it gets right above development, everything else is marketing and making money. There's no other layers. You get what I mean to say? Everything is like, let's make money now. Development team here, everybody else in the machine behind 2K to drive to make money is all above that. So imagine where it's like content creators are placed, well below the development team. So I appreciate that, JE Money. I love it. My question is, can you break down how to go about creating a shot for your player? What is your opinion? Most defensive or more defense immunity, shot height. So I think it's let me get this right. Defensive immunity, you kind of want to have in there. Timing impact is where you could sacrifice on. Now, I don't know if that's changed with the most recent update, but on my most recent shot creations, release speed is priority. You want to have a fast jump shot. Uh, and it's not just that you need a fast jump shot. Find something that works for you, even if it's slower, and then increase that speed. But you're gonna limit the amount of shot opportunities the slower your jump shot is. In other words, you're gonna be hesitant. Where with a fast jump shot, if that defender is 2 steps back, you have room to shoot. On a slower jump shot, if he's 2 step back, you're gonna be worried about your pull up being contested. So you want to get your release speed up. Defensive immunity will help with the actual contest that you're receiving on that jump shot. And what's the other factors? I know timing impact. You can sacrifice on timing impact at least prior to this most recent update. I don't know if that's changed because shooting has changed dramatically. That's what this live stream is about. But I've had great jump shots with a low timing impact, because if you time your shot correctly, then you don't have to worry about timing impact. You get what I'm saying? What's the other factor? What's the fourth factor? Height. Yeah, height as well. So I normally get like 3 A's from release height, release speed, defensive immunity, and then my timing impact is like a low grade. For the I just watched your video about shooting being different, and I can't say it's 100% accurate. What did I just say? Accurate? Damn, fumbling words. It's 100% accurate. I went from shooting 7 for 10 to 0 for 5 after the new season. They gotta fix it. Might need to finish God of War now. That's Brandon. Brandon said that. So yeah, we released a survey poll in our Discord, and a lot of people are experiencing the same thing, man. Here's the real debate though. Since my nickname in real life is J Charm, should I make my YouTube channel 2K Charm or J Charm 2K? 2K Charm sounds dope. I ain't gonna front cash. That sounds dope. So what you got to consider for your channel, I'll tell you how I went about my channel from the beginning. When I was considering a name for the channel All City Live TV, I just wanted All City initially, but I couldn't make that happen. So I had to go, I know it's live. And back then it was like a lot of live people put for their YouTube channels. And then it started switching to the name with YT at the end. But back then, when considering, what is this? All right. Yeah, when considering a name for my channel, because social content creation is a long-term thing, you got to consider if you're ever going to switch up the direction of your channel. So be cautious with putting 2K in your channel name, just in case you want to switch the content that you're actually creating. So in other words, if you make it really popular, you might want to change the direction outside of 2K, but your name and you'll be branded as 2K Charm. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. As All City tell me, I'll be bugging up. As All City tell motherfuckers they trash. Yeah, I only will call somebody you never. Let's jam, bro. I'll be around 3:30. Need to know if I'm nice. Yeah, man, just answer the call. When I send out the message in our 2K Discord, just type !Discord to join. When I send out that message, just join into the rec party chat. Along the left side, if you scroll to the right on your phone, if you're on your mobile or it's on the left side, you'll see all the rooms. And whenever I send out that message and you receive a ping on your phone, that means I will be in the rec party chat. Come on in. Make sure you unmute so you can talk. And bam, it's just as easy as that. Yeah, when I stream Tarkov, I was game bred TTP. Yeah. PlayStation down for y'all? Don't tell me PlayStation down. I haven't heard anything about it. It's the first time I hear. What up, Thomas? I just got out of the game. Some good times vibing out. We are 1.5 hours in. We got to keep this dialogue going. You guys have been keeping it going. The way in which you connect in the chat, you guys have been keeping it going with your dialogue and your questions. And, we just keep this thing going. I would love to see a lot more of you introverts connecting with other folks. And then you come back here, come back to the live stream. I don't care if a year has passed or 2 years have passed, and say, homie, I started connecting more and now I'm having more fun. Let me know what your story ends up being. But yeah, get on out there, break out of your shell, because gaming online, if you have that old way of looking at gaming online where you're just playing by yourself, you get rid of that. Don't let nobody disrespect you. If folks don't like the way you play, move on. But trust and believe there's a ton of players that are on the same boat as you. You are not special. Just because you suck at 2K, there's a lot of other people that suck at 2K too that are willing to get better and put the time in. You just got to trust and believe that they're out there. And a lot of people are in our Discord trying to get better. A lot of people are in the live stream trying to get better. But if folks never learn, like the homie yesterday, Brandis, if folks never get the opportunity to learn, you're going to be terrible for a long time. And you're not going to know that you're terrible or the reasons why you're terrible. When all it was a matter of, this is the reason why you're doing it, homie. Leave the corner alone. Come up, guard the man at the hash, and then the center's going to guard the corner. When that center goes into the paint, you drop back down to the corner and somebody else rotates back to the hash. And man, I tell you, it only took one game for that change to take effect. Dope, man. It's dope. Almost broke his PS5 yesterday because of shooting changes. He went from shooting 60% to 0 for 9 from 3-point line wide open. And folks, and y'all want to act like I'm tripping? Don't act like I'm tripping. How many people have come into the chat? What up, Scar? What up, RSR? How many people have come into the chat so far this live stream saying the same exact thing the homies just said? I was shooting 60%, now I'm 40%. I was shooting 80%. Now I'm 25%. How many people just this stream alone have come and saying the same exact thing? How do you tie groups of players together when you've connected, vibed with another friend or two that you've added? Well, the best way is through our Discord, because our Discord has a bunch of rooms where you guys could go into party, separate party chats open to everyone. And then you can add them or direct message them or create a group chat. You just send a friend request in Discord, and then you'll have a group chat of your own players. So if you find, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5 players within our Discord, you then could create a group chat of those particular members, and y'all communicate when y'all ready to play. So I created the platform for ease of access, for players to find other players to run with, players like themselves to run with, because I know what I went through prior to creating a YouTube channel and a following, on YouTube. So I had all those things in mind when I created the Discord community. And now we're up to 25,000 members. So it should be that much easier for you introverts to find players. We should get 2 times VC weekend, but that won't happen. Yo, we used to get double VC. We used to. So what exactly are you saying they've changed? I'm saying that shooting has changed. Yeah. I'm saying I dropped the video if you haven't seen it yet. But shooting has changed. A lot of folks are complaining about the shooting after the most recent update. Knockdown shooters are shooting 1 for 9, 1 for 7, 1 for 6, where they used to shoot super high percentages, and we don't know if this is going to be long standing. I just commented on your shooting video. You think it's time for 2K to find a completely new system, since they can't change one thing without something else being affected? Doug Sargent, I kind of feel you on that. I've been kind of saying that it's time. It's time, 2K. And no, 2K does not need a year off to make this happen. Just to alleviate all you guys who like to give 2K a little bit of slack. 2K has endless amounts of financial resources, which means that they could find endless amounts of resources for them to fix any type of development problems. So what I'm getting at here is, A, go on out there, 2K. You need to go into every single animation and just act like you're starting from scratch. You have the foundation there. All you really need to do, because the game is so heavily animation based, all you really need to do is go into the animations and make sure they're suitable. Whether you got to create new motion captures, they do motion captures for the My Career storyline. Dead or the My Career storyline. Go back into the animation game, like the gameplay animations, and make sure they're suitable. Whenever 2K, in their efforts to bring realism to the game, is relinquishing control for the players. So whatever these collision and impact animations need to be either restructured or eliminated and give the control completely back to the player. In Call of Duty, you're always in control. There's no point at any time while you're playing Call of Duty, which you have to be heavily precise, there's no point that you lose control of your player. Imagine Call of Duty taking over your player at certain instances in your game. You always have control. Am I right or wrong about that? Yeah, 2K doing 2K things again. Well, they just affected shooting, so we're talking about that. What up, Stanley? Sorry if I missed some comments. I know the comments are going. I'll try and read them off as much as I can. Yeah, I watched. I just haven't seen the difference this season from any other season as far as shooting. Yeah, some people have felt like that, but they're far and few in between. Some people just need to take better shots too. Yeah, that's not. Hey, terrible players are gonna be terrible players. I'm not making excuses for you terrible players out there. The reason why we noticed there was a difference in shooting is because our knockdown shooters, I consider myself a fairly decent shooter on NBA 2K23, especially being a spot up or a two guard. I'm going to knock down shots. I created the player to make that happen. So I'm going to knock down shots. Definitely difficult. Some of our best shooters are missing wide open shots. And then what we're actually seeing, which we saw 2 times yesterday, was high 80% contests going in. So that's a huge difference. I went 0 for 7, 1 for 10, and 1 for 9 like 2 days ago in Bragg with my same jumper, where at most I would miss maybe 2 or 3 shots a game. Yeah, that's been the consistent experience, man. I feel like since 21 and next gen 2K has just had way too much cosmetic ish going on that's taken away from the gameplay. That's a fairly good assessment, Red. I kind of feel that way too. Where 2K once had, it seems like things have reversed, because the problems with 2K were never like rooted in gameplay. When we had our best years, 2K16, 2K17, 2K18 was a bust, but that was because they were trying out the new neighborhood. That was the first time they introduced the new neighborhood. So that was a bust because they focused on aesthetics, right? They said, we wanted to introduce this neighborhood. They spent all this time, and then gameplay sucked. That was 2K18. We already had 16, 17. So they went back to 19. In 19, they went back and based everything on gameplay, which is what gave us, because of the heavy response, the heavy negative response on 2K18, 2K said, all right, we got to get back to gameplay, right? So they went back to gameplay and introduced a solid entry of 2K, 2K19, great entry. Everybody was happy. Then the very next year, we got 2K20. It looked too similar to 2K19, but gameplay was even better, in my opinion, for 2K20. And some folks may say 2K19 was better than 20. Either or, it doesn't matter because gameplay was solid. That's the goal here. Solid gameplay. Remember in 2K18 when they focused on the aesthetic, the neighborhood, the gameplay was trash? That's the same thing that's happening again. Little Sauce, a member for 3 months. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah, so that's the problem that we're having, similar to what the homie said. It seems like when they focus on aesthetic, that's when gameplay loses its value. At least that's what we're seeing out there. I went from shooting like Curry to shooting like Westbrook. Street credibility. Appreciate you being a member for 3 months. Little Sauce, if you guys want to join as a member, type !point join or !point member. The link will pop up. You could join. They could be the voice, though. People like you, right? So 2K could at least give you or other streamers patch notes to tell the community. Am I wrong? City was introduced with 4 different governors. Yeah, the city was introduced with mayors. Yep. 2K21 had mayors, but it seemed to be large content creators that were becoming mayors. And again, it just seemed to be, not that I'm knocking them, not that I'm knocking it, but 2K, when it's just the fact that when 2K focuses on aesthetic, they lose a portion of gameplay whenever they focus on aesthetic. So if we could get 2K to forget about aesthetic, get us back into gameplay, and start from scratch, we'll be much better off for it. And then they'll see 19 was pushing people. Yeah, 19 was pushing people. I ain't gonna front, but it was still fun. And that's what I'm getting at. Although we could kind of nitpick on what was right or wrong with 2K19's gameplay, the overarching and overall feeling that we got from gameplay was fun, man. I can't wait to get on tomorrow. Do y'all feel like that when y'all play 2K23? Or after you turn off 2K23, it's like exhausted. How do you feel when you get off the game? Because my experience for years playing 2K, and I've been fortunate enough to play some of the best years of 2K, has been, I can't wait to get on tomorrow. Or tomorrow I'm going to kill him. Or when you got off playing competitively with your friends, you hit the lab and you were practicing something else so that when you get on the next day, you could try to execute that. So they don't put out patch notes because they don't know what impact the changes will have. Nasty Nasdaq said they don't put out patch notes because they don't even know if that change that they made to the color of your shoes is going to impact your jump shot. So they changed your shoes from red to white. Now your jump shot's jacked up. I ain't gonna front. The way it's so weird I use that analogy because sometimes I be feeling like I can't change my shoes because then I feel like my jump shot. That. I'm not even joking. This that serious. There's times that I've had like a strong feeling that when I changed my shoes, that's when things changed for my. And I know it's weird. I know it's weird, but I've never been able to publicly say that because I've never had a solid like reference point to to say that that might be true. But there is times where I will change in my shoes and then I might feel like my jump shot I be off, like I start missing shots so much. Forget how passing look in this game. Feeling exhausted playing nowadays, CB said. I'm feeling like a woman when they had menstruation. One game, I love this game. Another, I hate it. Hell yeah, man. Just too frustrating. You see what I mean to say? So that's the overall feeling. It's just like, oh, you don't feel strong. I used to feel strong. And when I got off 2K, I used to be like, yo, I'm ready though. Like you get off 2K and you feel like I'm ready for tomorrow. Or you start throughout your day, you're thinking, what the hell am I gonna do tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm gonna cook them. Even if you got cooked that day, it only led that it like bred that competitive aspect in you to like hit the lab, figure something out so you could cook the homie the next day. So even if you got cooked one day or you had a rough day on 2K, you just said you're the way you felt wasn't, damn, I suck. No, you just say, all right, I got to hit the lab and get better. And when you practice, you got better, right? When you practice, you saw the noticeable effects in your gameplay. Uh, you go out there and practice hours upon hours now, and you still see goofiness. It's not weird. It's realistic. Come on, bro. Different way of the shoes and package. Where when I wear Tim's, I'm off Apple Live. He said different weight on your shoes in package J. That happens in real life though. Hoopers change their shoes in real life because of that reason. My experience depends on who I'm running with. When you run with the random players, it can be stressful, or with that one low IQ player in a squad that continues to rim run. And I noticed that as well. When you're running with a team that you have good chemistry with, especially on the defensive end, uh, you could cheat more often because you know that the dude that's so like if I'm playing top left in a 2-3 zone, the dude that's behind me in the bottom left corner, let's say it's Tron or somebody that I normally run with, like Beantown maybe is in there in the corner that runs good behind me. They know that I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat, and then they come and they play two. So we're both playing two players. And oftentimes what ends up happening, for instance, is you run with a random that doesn't understand this concept, but it got to be explained. Just because they don't understand doesn't necessarily mean they can't learn. But it when you're running with a good team that has you have good chemistry with, everybody's playing too because everybody's trying to be in a passing lane. Sometimes you'll have a random on your team that doesn't understand this type of gameplay, and they'll face guard the dude in the corner and don't understand how that's hurting the team. So if that's you guys, then uh, that's why communication is key and building chemistry is key. So you can start playing in this way, and defense becomes so much easier for everybody when y'all all on the same page. Uh, Oftentimes you'll see randoms face guarding because they're not going to let the person that their 2K's arrow is telling them that they're guarding. They say, well, he's not going to score. Nah, that's not how you do this, man. You play defense as a team. So you're in passing lanes, you're pinching ball handlers. If you're face guarding somebody, you can't pinch a ball handler. So all too often I see the ball handler killing a defender, and then the dude in the corner is face guarding him like this and letting the dude run right by. It's like, no, all you got to do is hedge over slightly where you're playing the pinch and that corner player. Quantre Ellis, appreciate you joining as rookie, man. Salute to you. They need to bring back the number jump shots again. Just give both defense and offense the ability back. Therefore, it will be all competitive without all the crazy patches. First of all, the idea that we are receiving patches consistently. Mind you, when 2K started patches, we would only get maybe 3 or 4 patches for the year. As the years went on, we are receiving more patches throughout, way more patches throughout the year. And 2K created this idea that we're supposed to accept this. No. If you're patching a game, it's because it wasn't properly released. And we can't ever forget that. It wasn't set up before the release date. So they drop a patch to fix gameplay. If you have 20 years experience with just gameplay in itself, then why do we need gameplay patches? We're not talking about a new game. We're talking about a game that's released every single year annually. And they still have to release, what, 10 patches per year? That's unacceptable, 2K. And say that again. The homie Slit said 2K's reactive, they're not proactive. And I think that's what I think the amount of money that we're giving 2K, and this, I'm not just being cliche here, the amount of money that we're giving 2K should encourage them to very easily be proactive. So in other words, when they drop patches, when it first started, they were only giving 3 patches per year. They should have been working to eliminate the idea of having to have a patch. So when that game drops, it is what it is. That's it for the year. Whatever needs to be changed will change the next year. But they're going to make sure before releasing that year that everything is up to par, because they have so much feedback from the community and 20 years worth of experience developing the game. Not to mention, they have the actual NBA to reference. Stop it. Stop the nonsense, 2K. What up, old man Baller? What's good? It's about to go down today. Can't lie. Xbox Next Gen. I'm on PS5. I'm on PS5 though. I'm not on Xbox. They need a patch for their patch about patching that patch. Brandon said they need a patch for their patch about patching that patch. Yeah. Biggs just want to shoot threes. Down low, Rondo says so frustrating when teams pinching. Great team defense. Facts, yeah. Yeah, pinching is important. Patch notes is the bare minimum a multiplayer company could do. Yeah, bare minimum. Drop those patch notes, man. You know what irks me is that any patch has to go through a ton of red tape. So there's inter-office communication going on in 2K to make these patches happen. All you need to do is make sure that when you're going through these communications, inter-office communications about patches, that you're setting up patch notes along the way. So when everything is done, why do we got a laundry list on 2K's update? Why do we have a laundry list of player like face changes or hair or tattoo changes? But then gameplay changes are like this. And then we get a tremendous amount of changes with the Season 4 update, tremendous amount of changes, and they're good changes. A lot of them were good changes, and 2K doesn't even take ownership of that. It's like, hold on, where am I? Yo, I'm in the dead upside down, bro. This joint is confusing. They don't really listen to they do listen. And this, there's not a hate 2K. Please don't get it confused. There's not a hate 2K stream. The reason why we're here is because we all love to play the game. And we're frustrated. So from that perspective, it's like 2K has listened to the community a lot. They should have listened sooner, so that way we could be at a different stage at this point. But they do try and make these changes to address community concerns, which is the whole reason we got the gameplay in 2K23. Otherwise, left-right cheesers would have still been in the game. Otherwise, we would have had No, let's not forget. I'll re-explain this once more because I think people tend to forget. One, we never got any incentive. I'll just put this one out there. One, we never got any incentives throughout the year to play the game on our grind to legend or mascot. So there was no gifts, there was no aesthetic stuff, no season free stuff, nothing free for the longest time. That's one. Two, we came from a gameplay where pure playmakers, hear me what I'm saying, absolute pure playmakers, that was their build, were knocking down half court shots. Their build was named a pure playmaker. They're knocking down half court shots. That in turn led to the sharpshooting playmakers the very next year. They were called sharpshooting playmakers. Those sharpshooting playmakers had the same dribble and shot even better. Then that led to the shot creating playmaker, or the playmaking shot creator, mind you. And that's what we have now, and that quickly has changed. What we're seeing now in NBA 2K23 to taller builds making things happen. But we've gone through transition because 2K has been working to make these adjustments. They're not enough. Can't deny that they're not enough. But the problem is that 2K just can't properly connect to address the community concerns when they have like a whole company and machine over them saying, tell me how that leads to microtransactions. Make sure that leads to a microtransaction. Make sure that change in this gameplay and ease of access for microtransactions and things like that. Nah, I'm not just tired of the inconsistency. I feel you. There's a lot of level of inconsistency, but the games have changed tremendously. The game has changed tremendously from what we used to see. We can't forget that, and I'm not saying it's a good or bad change, but the game consistently changes. When 2K starts prioritizing gameplay instead of aesthetic and microtransactions, then we'll get back to 2K19 and 2K20 days where it was fun throughout. But until then, the best way to play 2K is with your friends. And I have created a gigantic Discord, a safe gaming environment for players from all walk of life. So if you want to join our Discord, just type !Discord in the chat. When I'm looking for players personally, I send out a message, you get a ping on your phone, you join up, we exchange gamer tags, you come out and play. Stop running with them randoms, you have a much better experience on 2K. How do we make NBA Live do a comeback? There is no coming back for NBA Live, I don't think. So I talked about this a couple times. I'm not sure if people in the stream were here when I talked about it, but NBA Live team has been disbanded, and that was due to the NBA saying you cannot drop a free-to-play game because it's going to affect the sales of 2K. And they got the NBA Live team disbanded. That was reported by the homie at Forbes. I forgot his name. Brian Mazik. Viber said they know we love 2K and nowhere else to go with basketball. When they chose to listen to us, they halfway listen. When they fixed one thing in gameplay, they most likely messed up something else. Yep. They need to set a limit on badge upgrades when making a build. Nothing worse than grinding away for a week only to see a new similar build get found that has 30 more upgrades than your build. Well, I mean, the fact is that the builds are there, and I feel you all the way on that, but the builds are there, the system is there. It's not like they're changing the system. Folks are just invested in finding better options. So, I mean, you tend to notice that you learn along the way, and you got to pay for learning. You know what I mean? Like, you got to pay for learning. So you waste money on a build, and then you find out there's a new build, so you had to waste that, and then you create a new build. Like I had a 6.8 build that was very similar to my 6.9 build, but I just made them better. So I had to pay in order to learn that my 6.9 build was so much better. Even some of them in the Discord be toxic randoms. Yeah, I'm sure I can't control everybody in the Discord, but and I don't like to hold folks accountable for what you're experiencing in PlayStation or Xbox to what's going on in our Discord. But in our Discord community, we allow no level of toxicity. And if there is any issues with players that you're finding from our Discord in regards to toxicity or disrespect, let me know or let one of our leaders know, and we'll put a note on that player, because if it continues to happen, then we'll just remove the player from our Discord. How to how to green every contested shot. That's wild. That's wild. Which leave the casual players who complain about everything because of low IQ, and no one will get better at the game. My thoughts, you have about 15 to 20% of players who know how to play basketball and 2K, and then maybe 7 to 10% of those players have a solid 5 daily. I'm attributing a lot of you guys not finding players to your own personal ways, because I've been sending out messages daily for players in our Discord, and we are finding players daily to run with. You guys join up, and then we find new players, and then the good ones that we find, I add them to our Lunatics chat, and that Lunatics chat is growing daily. A group of verified players that I've played with, and I can verify that are good at the game. So we've been finding those players daily. So it's really on y'all efforts to find decent players to run with. And sometimes it takes it's trial and error. A lot of times it's trial and error, but they're out there. Asking what win percentage isn't classified as being toxic in the Discord, right? Nah, yeah, I wouldn't see. So for a casual player asking, so I have a separate section for comp players. I have a separate section in our Discord that's just labeled comp players. So players that are looking for like highly competitive players, you go in there and try to find players to run with. But you can understand that for a casual player who knows they have a low win percentage, but that's because they've been running with randoms, but they have that IQ. And maybe when they run with you, maybe you could like bring their greatness out because they just don't understand certain aspects of the game. That's what happens often for a lot of you players out there. You may not even realize it. Uh, you could understand why asking them about win percentage may be off-putting, because they're like, damn, homie, I don't even play the game. Please don't judge me on my win percentage. But if I find good players to run with that have a decent attitude, then maybe I'll have a better win percentage. You know what I mean to say? So I joined. My name is BXMP. I'll be looking for teammates this weekend, 70 win percentage. Yeah, man. And keep in mind, let me just put this out there. Keep in mind that when you're asking for players to run with in Discord, it's not like everybody gets a ping. And it's not like everybody is just waiting for somebody to ask for players. So if you scroll through the chats and you see somebody else ask, then you use the @ symbol, @username, and message them, either direct message or @username in the same general chat. Send them a message saying, yo, I'm down to run. Let's exchange gamer tags. All too often, I see one player asking for players, then another player says, so I have a center saying I need a point guard, and then right under that, a point guard saying, hey, I need a center. And they don't even respond to each other. And I'm like, yo, homie, I'm not babysitting. I created the platform for it to be there. We got leaders to moderate the platform to make sure it's safe. Y'all need to do y'all connecting. Bust out of your shells and connect. Act like y'all got some social skills and connect. I'm looking for players to run with. Yeah. See, this is what you're going to get. I'm looking for players to run with. You understand, folks are from the homies probably from Afghanistan. So you got to understand that folks are from different countries too. So they might be like, yo, I'm looking for players to run with. And you got to keep that in mind too. Not everybody's from like Brooklyn. So you have to be, no, you don't have, our Discord is for all platforms, y'all. It's multiple different games, all platforms. Switch, we have them set up by regions. Whether you're on Xbox, PS5, it don't matter. Yeah. You play 2K, you'll find people to run with in Discord. Gaming monitor specs, 1 millisecond response time. This is what you want to look for. I don't know what the G5. Well, I got a Samsung G5. You can look up those specs and you can check out what I have. Hmm. The city always tans with randoms. Homie from Afghanistan. Yes, I mean you got to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? Like, you got to keep that in mind. Sometimes the homies be from whole different countries, and you trying to call them butt cheeks, and they don't even know what you talking about. In their country, butt cheeks probably means good, so they probably think they're doing amazing. Like, yo, this dude is trash, and you don't know in Afghanistan, trash is probably a great thing. So you don't even you're trying to insult them, and they don't even know. So that's what I mean. Communicate, build chemistry, good. All city is from Finland. That's facts. Facts, yeah. I was born and raised in the Lower East Side of Finland, bro. I was like right next to the piers. Now for Bake Show Baker was good. Appreciate the sub. Nah, for real though, they did something to my jump shot, and I feel disrespected. I don't blame you, Viber. A lot of people feeling disrespected. I hope I don't have to change my jump shot. I hope I don't have to change it. I'm gonna give it some time because 2K does this where you're like, you're shooting great, and then 2K just changes everything. So I'm gonna give it a couple days, maybe, maybe today, maybe I'll give it by the end of the day. If I'm not knocking down like I was by the end of the day, then I'm probably gonna have to change it, and then I'll keep you guys posted. Yeah, in Australia on Xbox slits, yeah, servers are nowhere near as populated as the US servers. Yeah, I think it's called the Odyssey G5 CB. Samsung, I think it's called. It could be the Odyssey G5. Yep. Yeah, it's a curved one, 32 inches. I think Trash Boat is well known in all languages. Is your 6'8" build anywhere, boss? Trying to make a 6'8" power forward. My center build. If you're talking about my center build, I don't know if I made it. I could pull it up if y'all want me to pull it up. Do y'all want me to pull up the builds? Yeah, let me know. I think I could pull it up. I think I could at least show y'all. Well, matter of fact, tune in and because I'm gonna stream again tonight. I'm gonna stream gameplay tonight, so I tune back in and I'll pull up the builds. The timing's gonna be so off, yeah. The shot timing has definitely changed by location on the court. And they can't do 2K can't do that because there's already fluctuating shot timing with your stamina and the vicinity, like the proximity of the defender as well. I'll pull it up on the next live stream. I'll do another live stream with gameplay a little later on this afternoon, and then I'll pull up my build. I pull up all the builds, so you guys be sure to tune back in um, on the live stream I have later on this afternoon, where we show some gameplay and see, so you guys could reference whether or not this shot is the jump shots are off. Yeah, I'm playing today. Yep, bro, I'm playing today, Rhonda. I had to change my second release and got it back to close to what it was before. Okay, that's good to know. It might be. Could it be the Oscar Robertson release? Because a lot of folks are saying that the Oscar Robertson release is one of the fastest releases in the game. So you think they maybe messed with the? You won't. So let's see if I can pull it up. No, matter of fact, I'll have to bring up the PlayStation. But one thing when I was looking at the clips that I had in the background of today's video, I noticed that my jump shot was smooth in range of motion, and you kind of felt it so smooth. You know what I mean to say? And over the last couple days, it feels like that follow through is not there. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, and I think that has something to do with it. What's the Discord again, my guy? It's a gaming community that I created, pulling up on 25,000 members. It's an app that you could download on your phone. You type !Discord, the link comes up. You download the app on your phone, and it's a community that I created to help other players find other players to run with. Or if you just got questions about 2K and you want to share those questions in our community, we have a bunch of different rooms for all your respective platforms and regions, so that you can share and you could share information and also answer any questions that other folks may have. It has to be. I have an Oscar Robinson and it's way too inconsistent now. That's a Ray Allen's too. I shoot with Oscar and Clyde. I mean, a good portion of the community is using Oscar. A good portion of the community is using Oscar, yeah. You know that. You know that a good portion of the community is using Oscar. Mine is LaMelo, Oscar, Bruce Brown, Devin Booker for second release. I think they messed with the Booker release. Yeah, that Booker release had a, I know it was a good release. Sadiq Bey is a good upper release. Interesting, interesting. There was a new jump shot that we saw the other day, but this dude was lights out, and it was a noticeably I wonder if it was that Bay joint. I wonder if it was. Well, homies, it was so good connecting with you guys. We are pulling up on we're over 2 hours of streaming. I am gonna do another live stream later today if I find out anything else about shooting. We'll definitely share that, but it's going to be mainly gameplay, so we could talk about some gameplay a little later on today. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please drop a like and drop a sub if you haven't subscribed as of yet. Please do so. Help us get to that 100K milestone. I'm wishing you all a safe and blessed rest of your day. I'll catch you guys either on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.